I can't be the only person who's been listening to a lot of older music this quarantine period. Growing up, I never really paid attention to the impact of Indian culture on their sound. But the fact is, the 60s actually saw an entire subgenre explode in popularity that combined classic rock with Indian classical. Music historians ascribe the beginning of the genre with the Yardbirds in Heart Full of Soul. The song was initially composed on a sitar, but then redone on an electric guitar using a fuzzbox distortion unit. In See My Friends, the Kinks use a drone effect over their electric guitar, creating a sound that sounds very similar to the tambura. Of course, the most widely recognized artist to use Indian instruments and sounds in their music has to be George Harrison, and the Beatles as a whole. Beginning with Norwegian Wood, the Beatles began to incorporate more and more of Indian classical into tracks on their albums. Songs like Within You, Without You sound more Indian classical than rock, even. Honestly, the more and more you delve into the Beatles catalog, the more you realize that no band has really come even remotely close to the songwriting prowess they had. Of course, the trend wasn't just limited to the Beatles. Arguably, the most famous Rolling Stones song, Painted Black, was also the first number one hit to feature a sitar. Other songs that might not directly feature Indian instruments, like The End, still have a clear sonic influence.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end.
Sadly, the genre pretty much died out towards the end of the 60s, but it could be considered the precursor to the more distinguishable fusion rock sound. And it would be hard not to mention Shakti here. The group didn't just merge Hindustani classical with jazz, but it combined Carnatic sounds as well. Hussain, McLaughlin, Shankar, and Vinayak Ram. It was a supergroup for supergroups. More recently, in the subcontinent, groups like Indian Ocean have flipped the script almost, taking the Indian classical sound as central and infusing that with Western guitar and drums.
अरे रुक जा रे बंदे अरे थम जा रे बंदे कि कुदरत हंस पड़ेगी
I guess the point I'm trying to make is that there's value in our culture. Value that's tangible and evidential not just from its own quality, but from its historical appropriation by the West. I mean, given that we live in a country that's so desperate for Western approval, one would imagine that this sort of rings true to our sentiments. I really do hope that at some level the genre gets revived in the West. But in any case, there are enough and more independent artists in India who are beautifully combining traditional Indian music with modern sounds across genres.